guys, I'm in the basement. Going to finish up paddle battle today, and then I need to clean the shop. Finished a little bit of body work on that pickup truck and primer the doors. So I probably won't get into Spy Hunter until tomorrow, which is Saturday, which is fine because I'll have all day really to work on that thing. Because I got to let the primer dry on the truck that I'm going to spray on it tonight. And also I want to look at the Space Encounters. Is that what it was called? Yeah. I want to put the power supply in it that I bought from Arcade Shop and see if by chance we can get some action. And we need to do that monitor cap kit and change out that big capacitor that has several capacitors inside. So I want to get that stuff done because I want to move that cabinet or possibly just fix the bottom of it real quick and then get it in the basement and do my paint touch-ups down here. I'm not sure yet. But anyways, so I spent some time this morning and I made a bracket for the coin door. I just took an L bracket that I had. This is a bracket from some arcade game. I don't remember. I have no idea. I don't know where some of these parts come from. You know, I bought so many poker machines back in the day and random arcade cabinets and stuff that was just complete junk and took the parts from it. But anyways, so I drilled 2 more holes here. So we're going to have to take this plate off and drill a couple holes behind it so that I can put a bolt in there. And then this is going to go up like that and I can adjust it. I got to get a nut, or I got to get a nut for it still. So this is going to go right here. And then when you push that coin return button, boom, activates it perfectly. So that's going to be awesome right there. I think my holes are too low. I think I drilled my holes too low. Well, probably have to re-drill the holes again now. These 2 holes need to go up a little bit. I thought it was going to make it, but it doesn't. Okay, well anyways, that's just about ready. I just got to drill 2 holes. I also drilled this plate out so we can put that in here, and we'll put the on-off switch for the cabinet and then the switch that you can switch from 1 player to 2 player. We were able to eliminate player 4, a 4-player game, by simply not hooking up one of the wires. So that works out really well. Also, this morning I got creative, and you see the marquee and the colors of it and all that stuff. Well, when you walk up to this game, how is anybody going to know how to start a game? You know what I mean? Who's going to know to push and hold this, release it, and push it again? Nobody, except for me, you know? So I got creative and I made this, and I laminated it with textured laminate, but I use the same colors as what is up on the marquee, so that matches. And it just says paddle battle, and it says push and hold coin return button, then push coin return button to start. That's it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount that on the control panel between the 2 controls. And like I said, it has laminate on it, the textured laminate, so it's not going to wear out. There's a couple more printed here too. These aren't laminated, so if this gets worn out or something, I have extras. So this, when it's on here, look at that. I honestly think that looks really good. It looks kind of like it was meant to be there because the colors match and everything. That's what I was going for. So we're just going to center that right in there, stick that right on there. Average person comes up, they're going to know how to start this game right away. Also, while I was running around, because I had to get red spray paint for the Spy Hunter, for the center of the, I don't really know if you call it a steering wheel, but we'll call it a steering wheel. The steering, I guess you'd say. I bought a can of red spray paint Krylon for that, and then I bought 2 more cans of matte black Krylon as well. And what else did I do? Oh, I had to go get my plates renewed, so right next door is a Ace Hardware. So I stopped into an Ace Hardware and I picked these guys up. All right. I'm going to use these to mount the stand-up pieces that hold the spinners to it. And the reason why I got these, they had these in chrome, brass, and gold. I just wanted to make it look a little bit better, I think. And the heads are a little bit smaller than the carriage bolts are, so I just thought it would look a little nicer. If you look here, you can see the difference in the size. Now, like I said, I could have got these in chrome, but I just think gold will give it a little accent. Little things like that tend to make things look better, believe it or not. So we need to drill out all 4 of these holes and all 8 of these holes and all 8 of the holes at those cup things. And then we can get those mounted. Then I have to cut the potentiometers down because the shafts are too long. So those need cut down. And also I have to drill these guys out on the drill press because that hole is a tiny bit too small for the potentiometer leg, or what do you call it? Shaft. The shaft. So the shaft doesn't want to fit in that hole. So I'm going to have to probably upsize this hole, maybe one size bigger on a drill bit, which is not a big deal. And then there's an Allen key set screw right here that we could put on it. I wish I would have gotten these in gold. That would totally have set it off to have gold and then 4 gold bolts holding it together. I can always order gold ones. But okay, so I guess I'm going to grab a drill bit and a garbage can. We're going to drill out these holes and get this back together. This is all, look at that. I got to clean it, but no big deal. Let me go grab a garbage can, a drill, and a drill bit. Before I do that, so we also have to run wires up here, over, and into the coin door. I have a big mess on my steps. Got nuts and bolts and hardware all over the place. But anyways, I grabbed one of these out of the back room. So we should be able to mount this right here. Just like that. We'll probably have to put it on a slight angle, just so that it's more in the center. And the white wire is 5 volts, because I measured it with my meter. It came out to 5.1. So I have a 47 bulb in here. That'll be fine. So we will mount that right here like this. Maybe we'll use this side. And we'll just solder the 2 wires to these 2 pins. Now, usually on these pins, the center pin is usually your power, and your outer pin here is your ground. So basically the big perimeter of the bulb is your ground, the center pin is your positive. I think it'll light up either way, but you don't really want to put your positive to the outside of the bulb, because then all this is energized, okay? Then if you're in there screwing around, you can get shocked. It's only 5 volts. It's not really going to be a big deal, but you could shock yourself. So by doing it to this one, the only way you can really touch it is to grab that tab or right here. So that's just a little, I guess, tip on how to wire these. Find the tab that connects to the outer shell. Make that your negative. So that'll go there. I'm going to have to run back out in the shop and drill this bracket, and then we'll take this plate out because there's a space between the 2, and we'll put a bolt through the backside, a little Phillips head bolt, machine screw, and then we'll put a 2 nuts on this side, and that'll hold this in place. This bracket is extremely thick. It's never going to bend, so we don't have to worry about that. So I have everything figured out. Now we just need to execute it and get this thing done and back together. I also need 2 carriage bolts right here and here. I have the original ones, I believe. I got these ones here. One's longer than the other for some reason. I'm going to see if I just have some new ones. If not, we'll polish these up. Actually, we might just polish these up. I don't know why one's longer than the other, unless... Okay, I found it. Maybe not. So we have 3 shorter and 1 longer. I have no idea. But it only uses 2. Who knows? I could have just found them in the bottom of the cabinet for all... Oh, you know what? Maybe those were all the coin door, or yeah, the coin door ones. So maybe I don't have the control panel ones. Yeah, I don't think I have the control panel ones. No big deal. All right, let me grab a drill bit, and a garbage can, and we'll drill these out. All right, let's see if this bit's big enough. Perfect. Okay, those are all drilled out. Grab these cups. These drill really easy because it's just like some thin aluminum. And I'm guessing it had to be real thin because whatever die they had, they just pushed it right through the sheet of aluminum. Move my hand so I don't drill through it. You can do this on a drill press or do it like I'm doing. Okay. Get these hardware here. That looks good, gold. Eleanor, don't go in the game. At least you listen. You listen better than the dog. I'm setting the controls to be on the right side. I think that's how originally it was. The reason being, here's my theory on that. If I put them on this side, the person playing the player one side is going to be more apt to stand more towards the middle. Really, Eleanor? So I figured by putting it on the other side, it gets the people, you know, that one person off to the side a little bit more. I don't remember how it was originally, if it was pointing inwards or outwards. I think it was going outwards, but I have to look at the video to double check. Crap. Oh, the kitten found a wire to play with. seemed like a lot of people really liked that game from 1970, which I can't think of the name of it right now. That seemed to be pretty popular. We'll use this. A little overkill, but it's what I have handy. Doesn't that look awesome? All right, let me wipe it off. We'll stick that sticker on there. Curious to see how that's going to look. Grab a tape measure. All right, we don't have to be dead on, but I just want to get it kind of close. Just want to get a rough estimate here. 3 inches, 3 3/8, so 3 1/4. So 1/16 under 3 1/4. And I think, yeah, I'm just going to kind of center it. Now, I've never used this stuff before. I did not print this here. I went to a local print shop and it was $5. Because to print 4 little labels on a 54-inch printer is a huge waste. It's cheaper to just, I had to go out anyways, and the print shop was right next to our license bureau, so I just went in there and lady did it for me real quick. Can't get the damn backing off. 1/16 under. That's within a 30-second, I'd say. Nice. That looks good. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you think of that. All right, so now, guess we can get the mounts done, or the toggle switches mounted, and then I'm gonna have to run out to the shop and re-drill that bracket for the credit button. And then I almost wonder, should I just paint those knobs gold? I mean, I probably have gold paint, but I don't know, because they're not real, they're painted, or they're like powder coated or something, but they're not shiny, they're not chrome, they're like silver. I wonder if I should just take some gold paint and paint them. I don't know, just leave them alone maybe. All right, I do have the original potentiometer somewhere around here that I'll use to measure the length of the shaft. And we're just gonna cut the shaft with a grinder. So we'll put our, doesn't really matter, it's gonna go that way. We'll put our 1-player, 2-player game select at the top, and we'll put the on-off switch at the bottom. Okay. It's currently in the on position, so we'll put it upwards. Just stick it right there. It's a perfect spot for it. Guess I have a hole. I'll put the 3rd screw. The battery's dying. Now I need to lengthen these wires. So this, I'm going to use the black and white for my bulb. Okay. I need to connect my orange and brown together because that is my coin and my start. So we're going to connect those two together, crimp them. And now I need a battery. Okay, now the black wire, this black wire I'm going to use for the switch, for the credit and start. The other black wire I'm going to use for my ground for my light bulb. Go get a battery and put this one on a charger real quick. It's gonna be nice to have a project complete today. Makes you feel good when you finally get something done. I have so many projects torn apart right now that you need to start getting them finished up. Okay, now we're gonna shrink these. Now what I'm going to do, so that I don't confuse my ground wires, this is the white and the black that are going to be going to the coin door. It's going to have to, probably going to have to go underneath this tray, up and over. So I'm going to cut these both to the same length, right there. I'm gonna put these two together, put them in my drill. Now I'm going to extend it out, and I'm going to hold these two before the connector. Now, while you're twisting it, you have to pull on the wire. So you have to be pulling as you're twisting it with the drill. And then now we have these two braided together, and we know that these two belong together. We're going to do the same thing with the orange and black. Same length. Okay. So these are going to go this way. I'm going to zip tie all this together right here. Putting a, don't know what you call these things. Strap, I guess, wire strap. One there. One in the corner. By the way, after I bleached this cabinet and I painted it, there is zero mildew smell, mold smell, or anything like that. It smells perfectly normal. Okay, now we can go around the front. Okay, my soldering gun's heating up. I need to see if I have to drill the hole bigger in the bulb, and I probably do. It's funny that they never lit stuff up like this, because it was clearly intended to be able to put a light behind it, but they just never did it. Or maybe not intended, but it clearly could have had a light. Or maybe certain games they did. Okay. I need to grab, I'm gonna grab some heat shrink tube so that we can get all 4 wires into one. All right. Get it open. Now they won't get jammed up in the door. So we have 2 wires. They're going to go to there. Remember, our black wire is going to go to the outside of the bulb. White wire to the center. Beautiful. All right, this one we'll run through that. Like that. Cut it right about there. And this is just a momentary switch. Doesn't matter which terminal you use. Go on either side. Momentary switch is nothing more than taking these 2 wires and going like this with them. Can't mount this yet because I need to drill 2 more holes in the bracket. But we can at least get it soldered on. Then I want to test the light bulb. Okay. Oh, it's hot still. Trying to burn the shit out of my finger. All right, let me turn it on. Got our light bulb lit. Let's see what it looks like. That looks good. Nice and bright. Look at that. It looks beautiful. Now we're going to test the start button, see if that works like I plan it to work, hopefully. So basically, we have to push and hold it for a second. Okay, hit it a second time, starts the game. Works perfectly. So now we just have potentiometers and this bracket, and I think we might be able to call this thing done. That picture's freaking beautiful. It really is nice. I mean, that's a K7000, guys, with red, green, blue, and sync tied together. That's how you make yourself a black and white monitor. If you have an old Space Invaders or something along those lines that you don't have a black and white monitor, well, now you can make one. You don't have to worry about it. And what I was thinking with the TV that was in here, even if that chassis itself is really screwed up, I can use that tube. You know what I mean? I should be able to use that tube on a black and white game like my Space Invaders, you know. I don't know. I couldn't use it on this because the socket from the neck board would not fit from a colored monitor chassis to a tube, to a black and white tube. So you got to keep that in mind. Now this right here is not connected. I think what I'm going to do is grab some more zip ties, and I'm going to kind of zip tie it to this and bring it back in, just like that. I have one zip tie here. I got to switch it to 11 on the game. Let me flip it off. Let me flip that lever and see if it goes to 11. All right, let's turn it back on. Oh, you know what else we need to test is does the game, can I put it on 2-player or single player? So let's start it real quick. Ouch. Now I just want to see if it stops at 11. I'm actually going to go grab a couple zip ties. It's on 9 to 7, 10 to 7. See if 11 stops it. Game over. Perfect. Now that 11 matches the 11 up here. It says first player to score 11 points is the winner. I was going to peel that off and change it to 15, but I'm afraid that it'll fall off and I won't be able to. Now let's see if I hit the switch, if we can put it on a single player. There it is. So now it can be a single player game. Flip the switch, see if it goes back on its own. Yes, it does. Perfect. So we successfully turned this into a 2-player PCB by simply changing wiring. Zip tie that onto that. Yeah, if I'd have put it around the wires. Actually, let me think here. Yep, there we go. Put a screw in on the back side real quick. Alright. Just want to make sure the door shuts okay with the wires the way they are. Yes, it does perfectly. Okay, so now we're on to potentiometers, which these have not been soldered yet. Probably should just go ahead and solder them. I'll just cut them while they're attached. Turn my solder gun back on. I'll get all these soldered because I don't. This one has connectors, but we'll probably just put some solder on it as well, just to hold them in place. And then wonder where my potentiometer was I took out of there. I wonder if it's in the shop. I don't see it in here. Yeah, it looks like it's got to go one size bigger on the drill bit. And this is player 2 because it's a shorter wire. Player 1 is the longer wire. Alright, I'll let that solder gun warm up for a minute. I could put ends on here, but I'd rather it be a little bit more secure because they sit inside those metal cups and it's not the easiest thing to get to if something were to happen. Like if a wire fell off, probably have to unscrew the whole potentiometer to get the wire plugged back into it. This one actually has 2 of the 3 connectors on it. It's just the second wire needs to be attached to the first wire. Beautiful. All right. So let's head to the shop, drill these guys, bring a grinder in to cut the shafts down. What else do I have to do? Need a couple carriage bolts. Trying to think. Oh, bracket. Gotta fix that bracket. Okay. I want to show you the dog pen and where the cats and dogs get to go. All this wood right here and this box is that's a shower door kit for the back shop. All this wood I had milled locally for the back shop. So eventually that'll get done. But that's all sitting out here drying actually. But this is the dog pen and the cats come out here too. Look, one of the dogs are sleeping out in the sun. But anyways, the cats come out here and they get to stay out here and there's chicken wire all up there. They can't get out. And they got themselves a ladder and a perch and then another ladder and then a tube they can lay in. A couple perches up there. I drilled some holes in the front of the tube. That's just a sauna tube for concrete. So they can lay in there, but they love it. And they, like I said, they can't get out because of all the chicken wire. So when the dogs go to the bathroom out here, we just clean it up, and I mounted a garden hose out here to rinse it. Figured I'd show you guys where the dogs get to go all day if they want to. They get to lay outside, so it works out well. We don't have to worry about them getting out. And they can let themselves in and out of the house at any point during the day or night. That is a tight fit. We'll have to make it probably a little longer than that shaft because those go in pretty deep. I'm gonna paint them gold. If the paint wears off in the future, so be it. Touch it up or buy gold ones. Got some gold Krylon. I'm gonna go see if I have some shiny clear. I think I do. Because that'll also help let that dry for a couple minutes now. All right, I'm gonna spray some gloss clear on it. Once again, Krylon Fusion. Then I'm gonna let them dry for a little bit. I gotta run to the post office. I'm gonna probably put 2 coats on. So I will be back in a jiffy. All right, I wanna drill these holes for the bracket. And I gotta take this piece off and then put it back on. Oh. Gonna mount right there. Okay, I gotta find 1/4-inch driver. I don't know where the heck they went. The ends are broke. Nice. I guess I'll be zip tying that up. All right, let me go see if I can find a 1/4-inch. Hopefully I can get the grinder in here and cut them down. And what I'm doing here is totally reversible if somebody wanted to put it back to normal. And the reason why I'm able to tighten these is because the head of the screw is pushing against metal, so it's really tight. Don't know if I can get a grinder in there to cut those down. I don't know if they're going to be too big or not. Probably. I don't have goggles in here. I have to turn my head and pray. I don't think I can get them. Let me think here. Because those two are they're gonna hit these prongs, and we don't want that to happen. Figure out how to cut those. Maybe a good pair of side cuts might do it. Well, I could probably just unbolt it, move it out, and then cut it. Take this off. And number 1 Phillips. Worked. Wasn't the ideal thing to be doing in the basement, but it worked. Okay. I'll just vacuum real good. It'll be just fine. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Okay. Now this goes back on. Like this. Got those two washers that go behind it. Of course, I dropped the other screw. No idea where. Oh, here it is. Turn it back on, we'll try it. Then I believe the only thing we have left is the potentiometers. Quick wipe down, back door. And this project is complete. I'm excited, I like this game. Sometimes the simple ones are the funnest. Okay, let's test the button, see if it works. Okay. Push and hold it until the paddles come out, and then push it again. Perfect. Sweet. So we have this working perfectly. We have our instruction card, waiting for our handles to dry. I got to get a couple carriage bolts. I'll just see if I have some nice ones. So I will be back here shortly and we'll get this thing wrapped up. Okay, got the handles back in here. They look good. They'll look good on there. Gotta cut the shafts down, and I forgot, I bought a whole box of stainless steel carriage bolts, so I have plenty of those. So it looks like the handle goes in here, or it looks like the shaft goes in the handle. Probably this one might not go as deep. That's about 1/2 inch. One of them I might have drove a little bit deeper. No, about the same. So it goes in about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to say that we need to cut this guy around here. Shit, forgot my glasses. Guess I'll close my eyes again. I think that's too long still. Maybe. I'm gonna have a hard time getting that back off now. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take another 3/8 of an inch off. I'm gonna do that for both of them, then I'll come back. I'm gonna run out and grab some glasses. I don't need to get metal in my eyeball. Okay, I got them cut. You have to make sure the little tab comes out of the hole. Because if you don't have that tab sticking out of the hole and you bend it, then the whole potentiometer is going to spin on you. Okay, that's one. Now I want to test it before I put the handles on. Shit, I'm missing the nut for this one. Where is the nut for the other one? I've got to go find a nut for the potentiometer. All right, let's get this other one put on. Now, before I put the handles on, I want to test it. That should be all the way up, all the way up. Let's turn it on. don't want to move. Well, that's not good. Why are they not wanting to move? Great. They were working before I installed them. Interesting. What is the deal with that? Huh. All right. Let me look over the wires and make sure something just didn't come disconnected. The prongs on the potentiometer were hitting the metal cups. So that works great. They work. Beautiful. Only thing I see that might be wrong is this side might be backwards. Yep, this side's backwards. Up is down and down is up, I think. So if you pull it towards you, I guess it should go up. Let me see. Pull it towards me. Yeah, see, this is wrong. This side's right. So this side is wrong. Down is up and up is down. So I think I just got to reverse the two outer wires, which means I got to unsolder them. And this is one of the main reasons why I didn't want to put the handles on it yet. Turn my solder gun on. Hoping it's as simple as swapping the purple and the white wire. Hopefully it's not a pain in the ass to get off now. All right, I'm gonna wait for my solder gun to warm up, and I'm gonna switch the white and purple wires and see what happens. Okay, I swapped those two wires. Now I gotta put it, the potentiometer back on. Yeah, it was just the two outer wires needed to be reversed. Fairly confident it's right now, so I'm going to at least set this down in place. Start a game one more time. So forward should be up, back down, up, perfect. Oh, missed it. All right, so now we can put the carriage bolts on and the knobs. Tell you what, these holes don't line up worth a crap. Why? Can't really go back any farther. It's weird. I should have to tap them in maybe with a rubber mallet. Apparently I don't know how I managed to lose one. I lost the other one. All right, I gotta find the other one, and I gotta get a socket for the nut. It slid under the cabinet. One side. Get this one from the back side. I got to tie up those wires still too. Right. Now I gotta figure out where I put the Allen key. I'm losing everything tonight. Everything. I gotta find the Allen key now. All right, I remember I set it up on top of the cabinet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the paddles all the way up, and then put the set screw towards the ceiling. Then it's easy for me to get to. That looks good. Okay, let's see if it plays any easier now. Not hard playing by yourself, or it's hard playing by yourself. Seems to work really well. Can't complain. Seems really responsive. And we're not getting any feedback like I was before, where you'd move one paddle and the other one wanted to move a little bit. It's not doing that anymore. Maybe it was just a grounding issue. Okay, let's try one player, see what I see how that works. So we'll flip it to one player, and then we'll hit the button. Now, does that mean I only have this? How does this work? How come there's no flipper? Oh, I gotta hit it again. There it is. Oh. I didn't hold it long enough. Really? It went over top of that? How is that even allowed? Cheaters. Go in. This couldn't have been any slower. Go in. Oh, man. I can't believe it's allowed to skip over that. You think it would bounce and then go in, you know? But it works. Switch it back to 2-player. All right, I'm gonna put the back door on it, wipe it down, and then we'll do a final look over of it. All right, guys, there it is. That's what it looks like all together. Coin light lit up, whole deal. Looks good. Turn the lights on. I put the coin box back in there. Back door's on with the lock. The extra key is hanging in the coin door here. Got the back door key rather hanging there. We got our coin box in with our lid on. I just give it a quick wipe down on the control panel, and that turned out really nice. I think that looks awesome. So that ends this project, guys. A little more work than I thought it was going to take. You know, these things, that's what happens with these things. You just never know. You never know how long they're going to take. But I'm extremely happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks freaking awesome. And the best part is I don't really have much money in it. I mean, I have a monitor that was probably $75. You know, I bought the cabinet originally for like $100, and I bought that board for $100 and some 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I had these, you know, I got these stickers printed for $5. I mean, that's pretty much about it. Cleaned it up, put some paint on it, had the paint and stuff like that. So I'm very happy with it. I'm excited. Let's try it one more time here. I'm gonna hit it once, twice. Probably turn the volume up a little bit more. I think the volume pot is on the board. I wonder if I can reach it from the coin door. Because that speaker doesn't have a way to, you know, the noise is in the cabinet. Let me open that back door and see if I can't turn it up a little bit. Oh, forgot the key. Oh, the back door clears the monitor neck by about a half an inch. So it's close. I don't know what I turned, but the sound didn't get any louder. Huh. Maybe that's as loud as it gets. Well, I spun it both ways and it didn't change the volume. So maybe the potentiometer's broke. Because obviously it's quieter when the doors are on it. But that's okay. Oh, you know what? Let me show you the back real quick. Inside it all wrapped up. Wood grained, everything looks awesome. And like I said, the neck board clears literally by about a half an inch. But everything looks good. Don't know where I'm going to put it yet. Got to do some major rearranging down here. Probably end up taking the gym out and moving the gym out back and having more room in here. Let me put this back door on real quick. Okay. Oh, just missed it. I'm tied with myself. I used to remember playing this on the Atari 2600 with the paddles that it came with. Some of the kits, when you bought an Atari, some of them came with a joystick and two paddles. Some didn't. I believe ours came with the paddles because I remember we had the paddles. But I think the paddles were only used on like a few games back then. So it was like, I think Pong came with Atari, was one of the games that came with our system. And I think maybe you could use those on Tank maybe? I forget. And maybe there's one or two other ones you could use the paddles on. I mean, there's probably more games, but I don't remember. Just stay in one spot. Oops, wasn't paying attention. Damn it. All right. Well, that ends this project, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you like these older style games? You know, like the one I picked up the other night and this style game. Does this appeal to you guys? I guess it's a little bit different than normal with all the, you know, mid to late 80s games, I'd say. Basically, 81 to about 84, 85 was like the heavy hitter games that I remember as a kid. You know what I mean? This is obviously, I remember the game because I played it on the Atari 2600. Never played it in the arcade back then. I don't think there was Pongs around in the early 80s by then. I think they were long phased out of the arcades. You know, arcade games didn't really seem to stay in the arcades for too long before they moved on to another game. You know what I mean? Either A, they converted the cabinet, or they just took the cabinet out of there and got a whole nother game in its place. And who knows, like that other game I got the other night, you know, how long were those in arcades for? You know what I mean? That was 1970. What were arcades like in 1970 if there were a lot of them? Were they just mostly pinball and stuff like those games I got? I don't know. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys know some of the history of the early 70s to mid 70 arcades. I wasn't born until 76, so a little bit before my time. My brother was born in 72. Still, that game I picked up is a little bit before his time. So if any of you guys remember that kind of stuff, let me know. I'm curious to hear some stories about it. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. We are going to get Spy Hunter. I am fingers crossed hoping to have the whole thing pretty much together tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. So thanks, guys. I'll see you later.